Trump dummy, Trump dummy, Trump dummy.
This is Mansa Jamil with the AI Global Legends, and I hope you guys are making it a great day. Today, we got a special day for you guys. We're calling this Motivational Thursday. We're going to do a little something different today. And man, this is exciting. I'm glad you guys are tuning in. We're going to let a few more people load up, guys. So in the meantime, and in between time, won't you go ahead and put in the chats where you guys are logging in from? Put in the chat where you're logging in from. I want to hear from each one. All right, we got Texas. Texas is in the building. Welcome, Texas. Vegas is in the building. Welcome, Vegas. Thanks you guys for showing up. UK is in the building. Absolutely. Skrillacon Valley. Skrillacon Valley, there it goes. Malik is in the building. Rare breed champion bloodline. That's what's up. Southwest Louisiana is in the building. Welcome to the call. Welcome to the call. Maryland is in the building. All right. California is in the building. Vancouver, Canada, BC is in the building. Welcome, you guys. Welcome, welcome. Got one more minute before we go ahead and get this thing started, okay? Malik, you want to add anything to that? Oh, we got another Canada in the building. My peeps in Canada. We got 3 peeps in Canada. You know what, you guys? Malik is muted right now, but you know he's my co-host. You know, he's an expert in the industry, quantum energy. You know, this guy right here, Malik Amir, come to the table, my man.
Yeah, I'm just super excited on this Motivational Thursday, as you call it. You know, to have the hologram of Michael Diamond here with us is very, very big thing. It's really huge. And I'm just ready to catch some diamond drops today.
And you know, that's right. I had to put on my diamonds just for diamonds today, you know. I had to drop some diamonds on, you know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have them in a multiplicity. I have diamonds and blessings in multiplicity.
I'm
excited for you guys.
I already know. But for those that don't know, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little sneak peek about Michael Diamond. You know, I met this guy about 25 years ago in the insurance industry, okay? And, you know, we was at an insurance company, a multi-billion-dollar company, and, you know, we had our own little crew. It was about 8 of us in this crew. And we was hanging around, and one day this guy walks into the door, right? And he had a suit on. He was looking fresh, like fresh money, right? He had a nice silver briefcase in his hand, and he had diamonds on. Who's this guy? You know, he's coming in to interview for the company. He goes, who's the #1 guy in here? And everybody was kind of looked around like, well, who do you think he is? And I go, I'm the #1 guy. He goes, well, get ready to be #2. I'm like, whoa, you know? So anyway, he came up in there and, you know, got the job, landed the job. And he ended up sitting right in front of me, right? And so I'm listening to him. And he had this nice bouquet of roses on his desk. He had the Bible on the right side, you know, had his cufflinks on. So I'm peeping from a distance, like checking him out, right? And I'm like, who is this guy? You know, before you know it, you know, he's got clients running in left and right. You know, people coming in buying insurance from this guy. Just, you know, he has a whole lobby filled with people coming in saying, yes, I'm coming in to see Michael Diamond. Can I see Michael Diamond? I'm like, what? Didn't I just talk to you last week? And he was like, but I'm talking to Michael Diamond now. I want to talk to Michael Diamond. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, you know, this guy got in here. He said, I'm going to write 10s in business. And 10s was like the big number. If you can write 10,000 in business in a week, you're a rock star. So this guy was able to come through, write 10s. I was like, oh, my gosh. And so after that, I started kind of listening to what he was saying to the people. And, you know, he was always answering the phone, and I'll never forget this. He'll always say, hi, this is Michael Diamond. I'm in a good mood. How can I help you? Or how can I change your world? And this was 20 years ago, guys. So, you know, I started implementing some of the things that he was doing, and then my sales started exploding out the water as well. And so we just became brothers and, you know, just real connected ever since then. And he went on and started working for, you know, billion-dollar companies he's been an expert in training different multi-billion-dollar companies across the world, guys. He's been mentored by Les Brown. He's an expert in self-development, and this guy's, you know, he's topped the ranks, you know, so it's been a real pleasure to work with this guy, Michael Diamond, and get some nuggets and learn from him, you know, for this time. So without further ado, Mr. Michael Diamond, the one and only. If there's another, he's a phony. Michael, you there?
I'm here, Jay. Thank you. It's very difficult to follow accolades and an introduction like that. I already feel the pressure. But thank you so much, and I'm excited to be a part of your team today. I'm very humbled. First thing I want to say is I want to piggyback on what Jay said. A couple of things he said. First of all, before I do, I want to say that my little brother, R.J. Sherman, you know, Jay, he's a phenomenal character. What I would say is that you're at the right place at the right time. One of the fundamental principles about business, and if you've got something to write with, I want you to write this down, that the T in timing is bigger than the T in talent. If you think about all your success that you've evolved into, and I like to believe that nothing significant ever happens without a door opening or an opportunity presenting itself to you, but the T in timing is always bigger than the T in talent. There are many millions of people in the world much more talented than possibly some of the NBA, NFL, or other soccer players in the world. It's a combination of your talents and your timing. But I believe that the T in timing is bigger than the T in talent. And your timing right now is impeccable. Olympic Arc is probably one of the most explosive tools that I believe is about to embark on the world. And I simply believe that because I believe that when we speak our worlds into existence, and that there is a quantum physics around us that we haven't even began to tap into. And we've all had that experience where we've been thinking about a friend or an associate or someone, and they call us and we're like, wow, I was just thinking about you. Well, that same principle exists as it pertains to success. And one of the things I want to piggyback on what Jay said is because he's a man of character. He's a man of integrity. And one of the things I love about Jay is his word is impeccable. When he comes into relationship with you, he's going to take care of you. He's going to take care of you and take you under his wing. So I don't believe that you could be partnered with a more efficient, diligent, more vigilant individual than Jay. So I just want to first say to all of you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you because success starts in an image in your mind. You first see it, and then you begin to speak it, and then you begin to believe it, and it brings manifestation. So we're going to talk a few things about manifesting your ideas, manifesting success, and what are the philosophies and principles to accomplish that. So again, I want to say thank you. I'm excited to have the privilege to speak with you and speak into your life. I'm excited about this product. I'm excited about being a part of it. The Olympic Arc has really been, I've been feeling it impactful in my life, and it's been giving me energy. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the lives that you guys are going to touch and transform around the world. But I want to go back to what Jay said, what I said when I first met him. I've been employing this principle, and I want you to start employing it as well. I want you to start decreeing and declaring your reality and start making your affirmations on yourself as it pertains to your identity. And we get an example from Muhammad Ali. Some of you probably heard of him. All of you probably have. You know, Ali didn't become the greatest because critics began to tell the world that Muhammad Ali is the greatest. Muhammad Ali became the greatest because he self-proclaimed it over himself. Ali, after he beat Sonny Liston, ran around the ring screaming, I'm the greatest. I shook up the world. I shook up the world. I'm the greatest. And when you ask people today, who would be the signal or the icon of the greatest boxer in the world, and they will tell you Muhammad Ali, because he self-proclaimed it over himself. So you have to proclaim your own reality. So the question I would ask you today is, what is your self-proclaimed reality? Are you the best that you could possibly be? Are you the best that you want to be? Because everything that you are or become is going to start from what you start proclaiming over yourself. Even as it pertains to your personal health. You know, years ago I used to smoke, and years ago I used to drink. And, you know, I couldn't stop. I didn't think I could until I started tapping into some realities, and it's called the subconscious mind. And I'm sure you've all heard it before, but I started taking it serious, that the subconscious mind does not distinguish between lie and truth. And what RJ's talking about is that back in 94, 95, 96, and 97, I was earning $10,000 a month, which we thought was a lot of money. We thought earning $10,000 a month working a job was substantial. Well, before I achieved that, I was earning $569.69 every 2 weeks. The wife died. I was raising 4 kids by myself. My oldest son is 42, and I've got 8 grandbabies. When the wife died, I found myself in a quandrum trying to figure out how in the world I was going to raise these kids on $569 every 2 weeks. Well, I started making this affirmation over my life. I started saying, I don't earn less than $10,000 a month. Well, as you can imagine, people that knew me personally started saying, Michael, come on, man, you lying. You don't earn $500-something every 2 weeks. As you're going to find people, when you start making your affirmations over your life, they're going to say things like, come on now, that's a little far-fetched. But it wasn't long, about a year or two later, about 6 months to a year, I started earning $10,000 a month, and this is in 1994. So in 1994, I said, wow, this thing is real. So I started exploiting it and exploring it. And I found that I had some tweaks. I had some kinks in my armor, because I still said things like, you know, every time I get in the grocery line, somebody's either doing a WIC card or she's changing the tape, something like that. And it was crazy, because that was the kind of experiences I was having. Little simple things were starting to repeat themselves. So I started refining it, and I started realizing that I was only a centimeter away, that I was just a tweak away from accomplishing all that I needed to accomplish. So I want to tell you this story about a golfer. This guy, he wanted to be a great golfer, so he hired a great golf coach. Well, the guy took him out on the golf course. He was excited. It was a beautiful day. He paid this guy like $15,000 for the day to teach him how to be a great golfer. $15 a day. So you know he was really probably hinging on every word this guy said. So the guy said, hey, listen, take the iron, and I want you to hit one right out the middle. Well, he took the iron, swung it, it went to the right. So he said, okay, hey, you did a great job. And the guy said, oh, wow, that didn't look too good. So he said, okay, now hit one out to the left. He hit it, it flew out to the right. He said, hey, you're really doing good. He said, man, this guy is full of it. He said, all right, hit one out to the right as far as you can. It went in the pond. So the guy came over, gave him a hug, and said, you know what? You're doing a great job. And the guy said, you know what? Look, man, you're blowing smoke. This is crazy. I haven't hit one ball right. He said, listen, I want you to understand something. The first ball I asked you to hit, give me the iron. He tweaked the iron slightly. He said, you were only a centimeter off. So he hit the ball, and it went exactly where he wanted it to go. He said, let me show you on the other one. He hit the ball, it went exactly where he wanted it to go. He hit the other ball, hit exactly where he wanted it to go. What he learned is that in success, like life, you're only a centimeter off. And I want you to get that in your spirit today. No matter what your goals are, whatever your aspirations are, you're not that far distance off. Like if your aspiration or your goals are to have 100 members on your team, you're not 100 members away. You're a small conversation away. You're a small tweak. You're a small centimeter away. And I'm going to talk to you about those tweaks today. And so what I want you to do is begin to absorb that and get that into your spirit. I'm only a centimeter off, because success is usually just a tweak away. So you're right at the right place at the right time to accomplish your objectives. I want you to know that you've got greatness in you and that whatever your goals are, it's possible. You know, one of my mentors used to say to me, Anthony Robbins, he used to say to me, Michael, well, it was Les Brown, because Les spent about 3 years to me. If you don't have a white chalk line around your body, it's a great day. And that's when I started answering the phone. This was some 10, 15 years ago. It's about 20 years ago. I started answering the phone. Hi, this is Michael. I'm in a great mood. How can I change your world? You see, if you're going to accomplish your goals, it's going to be because if you're going to see it one day, it's because you said it one day. Everything that you're experiencing in your life is because you said it. Everything that you want to accomplish in your success is going to be from the manifestation of what you say. First, you've got to see it. You've got to say it. Muhammad Ali, when he had his greatest fight, the rumble in the jungle, he was recorded as saying that before the fight, he saw himself winning the fight in the 9th round, in the 8th round, excuse me. And so he began to tell people, I'm going to win the fight in the 8th round. So the question is, when is your success going to take off? When have you proclaimed your success or the amount of people that you're going to influence and help? When is that going to happen? I want you to ask yourself that question because it's going to happen when you say it's going to happen. And when you say, well, Michael, you know, I said this or that and it didn't happen. Just like the Olympic arc, you don't see the source and power that's behind your words. There is a power where the entire universe is adjusting to whatever you say. You are living the reality of what you speak. Everything you speak is actually coming into existence. It's just you can't see it. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not a reality. So he began to see it in that he would beat him in the 8th. He began to say it. And Ali began to believe it. And he was this enthusiastic, effervescent person like yourself. And you might say, well, Michael, I'm not this really super enthusiastic, motivational person, and I'm really not upbeat all the time. Sometimes I'm depressed. Sometimes I'm negative. Yes, that's probably what is your experience is because that's what you've been saying. See, one of the things you have to come to terms with as a winner, as you are, you have to understand that you are a compilation of your upbringing. You know, my mom used to say things like, you know, I don't know if this is going to work out. You know, we have a lot, you know, Michael, I don't know if we'll have enough money. I don't know if we'll be able to afford this. You know, let's be realistic. We don't have the money. Let's be realistic. We really don't have it. We can think about it. We can try it. Well, let's be realistic. You see, you're operating on an operating system that you inherited from your family. And so what you've got to learn to do is reinvent yourself. You have to learn to reinvent your conversation. You have to reinvent what you're saying about your life. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to be phony. You don't have to say, well, Michael, I need to lose 20 pounds. And if I start walking around telling people I've lost 20 pounds, I'm going to look crazy. I'm going to look stupid. Don't worry, because some people already think you're stupid. So don't worry about what people think about you. Don't worry about what people are saying. You know, there was a point when I needed to lose 10 pounds. So I started employing this. I started it when I was smoking, I was drinking. I'd have a cigarette in my hand and have a scotch in the other hand. And I'd be saying, I don't drink, I don't smoke while I'm sipping. And people would laugh at me. Well, it wasn't long before I didn't drink or I didn't smoke. And here's the principle. Here's the diamond that I want you to grasp and put in your spirit. And that is that subconscious mind does not distinguish between lie or truth. Whatever you say, your subconscious mind takes as a reality. Whatever it is you say, your subconscious mind does not distinguish between lie or truth. So if from this day forward, I want you to get this one in your system. I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. That's one of the words I speak over my life. That's one of the affirmations. I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. Here's another one I spoke over my life. Scientists say that we only operate on 3 to 10% geniuses. The rest of our subconscious mind is operating in a sense of dormancy, that we only use geniuses 3 to 5 to 10%. So I started saying the dormant 97% of my DNA has been activated. I now have full access to the full potential of my DNA and full access to full potential of my brain. The dormant 97% of my DNA has been activated. I now have full access to the full potential of my DNA and full access to the full potential of my brain. It wasn't long before I launched an international training company. It wasn't long before I built 3 mortgage companies. It wasn't long before I came from earning $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month. If you have the tenacity and the courage to start speaking your reality into existence, there is nothing that is impossible to you. Part of the challenge for me was I was carrying and holding on to a lot of baggage. I had this epiphany. I had this epiphany about my life. And I woke up one morning, I was having this dream. And I've stayed in some of probably the most beautiful hotels and suites around the world. And I had this dream that I had an appointment first thing in the morning and I had to be there by a particular time, like 8:30 sharp. I had to get there and get to the next level to meet a team of people that were coming in from New Zealand and Australia and from around the world to meet me and do business with me. Well, what I recall is I was running down the hallway and I had all these bags in my hand and I was running down the hallway frantically trying to get to this elevator at the end of the hall. Have you ever had the experience where the elevator's closing and you launch your hand and the elevator hits your hand and opens back up? Has anyone had that experience? Great. I had that experience. I put my hand out, the elevator stopped, it opened back up, but it only opened up about this much. And I had a handful of bags and I couldn't get through. Eventually, I had to drop the bags and squeeze myself through the elevator in desperation to meet my appointment. The epiphany was I didn't have an appointment for a meeting. The epiphany was a metamorphosis in life. And all my life, I have been carrying baggage of low self-esteem. I was carrying baggage of, I can't do this. I can't accomplish this. I was carrying baggage in my verbiage. I was carrying baggage of bad habits, things that I had taken from abuse in my family. Many people carry baggage from being abused as a child, being abused in their life, a bad relationship, someone dying. I had all this baggage like some of you might be carrying. You might be carrying some baggage awares or unawarely. And you've got to drop your baggage. To get next level, you've got to drop your baggage. And some of your baggage might be the things that you're saying. You may have even heard people say things like, you know what? I'm just so silly. Excuse me, I kicked that. I'm so stupid. I'm so silly. You know what? I'm so ignorant. You know, I'm just so stupid. Oh my God. You know what? It just doesn't seem to happen for me. All these small little baggages that we pick up along the way that we start saying about ourselves, and we start internalizing them and not even realizing that our subconscious mind is making them a reality. That's why some people are so unlucky, because they keep saying things like, you know, I'm just not that lucky. You know what? Things just don't really work out. Things haven't been working out for me. You've got to flip that. You've got to start proclaiming. You've got to make now. What I want you to do is take a moment and write down how many people you're going to help in the month of May. Being in corporate America for 4 years, I've been in a corporate environment where I've been the #1 top producer in 3 multi-million-dollar corporations, a #1 top producer in 3 multi-billion-dollar corporations. One of the consistent habits that I picked up was always having to write down what my quota was going to be. I had to always write down what was expected of me. You have to write down what you expect of yourself. You don't have to even know if you can accomplish it. That's not even relevant. What's relevant is that you write it down. There's a magic in your mind and your subconscious mind. They tell you in college that when you write it down, you have a higher 60 to 70 to 80% of remembering. Well, there's a magic that happens between your conscious and your subconscious mind, between writing down your goals and achieving them. But even greater than that, I want you to start speaking them out. I want you to create goals that are bigger than you. Create dreams that are bigger than you. And one of the things that I loved about RJ was his integrity. I'm a man of integrity, and when I used to work in the insurance industry, people would call in from all across the state, all across our region to get a quote. And they would ask for specific information. And oftentimes people would be wanting a SR22 or some type of insurance needs for whatever the need was. And what I found, what God gave me to do, was that I always operated in integrity and specificity. So I would encourage you, I employ you because I'm really proud of you. It takes courage to reinvent yourself. It takes courage to get out there and start speaking the unknown. For example, part of our vision of my company is to reach 1 billion young lives through love, hope, and encouragement. When we started that, I had no idea how and where we were going to accomplish that dream. Like you might be. You might be in a situation where you want to earn more money. You might say, you know, Michael, if I could ever earn $100,000, by a show of hands from the ones I can see, how many of you are earning more than $100,000 a month right now? How many are earning more than $50,000 a month right now? How many are earning more than $20,000 a month right now? How many are earning $15,000 a month right now? How many people are helping 100 people a month right now? Show of hands. How many people are earning 50 people a month right now? How many people would like to help more than 50 people join your team a month? Show me your hands if you'd like to help and be a blessing to more than 50 people a month. Okay, so here's your first nugget. You start telling everyone that wants to listen and doesn't want to listen, I'm helping no less than 50 people this month. This month, I'm impacting the lives of 50 people. And you've got to make your aspirations and your dreams not about you. It's all about helping other people. When you put your dreams and aspirations to helping other people, it's never about what you're going to earn and what you're going to make or what it is for you. It's always about, and that's imperative, that your inner spirit is driven by what you're doing for the universe. This Olympic arc is for the world. So you're at the right place at the right time. You have the right tools. You just need to speak it into reality. That's all. You need to send your own subconscious mind, your own Olympic arc. When I wake up in the morning, last night I tossed and turned like most kings do. And as a king that reigns over the universe, I had someone call me and ask me, how'd you sleep last night, Michael? Like a king. I didn't say I tossed and turned and I feel miserable right now. I'm telling you right now, I can't even get out of bed, girl. I'm just as sick and tired. I'm so sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of my sick and tired. No, I said I had a great night. Because why? The message I'm sending to my subconscious mind then released the right chemicals for me to be effective and super effective in everything I do during my day. Every word you speak is releasing chemicals into your body. Every time you say you're sick, your subconscious mind excretes a chemical that supports whatever you're saying. So your campaign, and this is something that RJ and I used to do. We had a campaign for everything. We had a campaign for everything. We had an Easter campaign. We had a summer campaign. See, society is driven on campaigns, and I want to wrap this up. We all get moved by campaigns. The little kid knocks on the door, boom, boom, boom. Who is it? It's the Girl Scouts. And you're like, You answer the door, you're like, I don't have no money. You're thinking to yourself, I am not buying that box of cookies today. And then you get out there and they're like, we're trying to sell cookies because our school is sending 3 people over as exchange students. Next thing you know, like, all right, hold on a second. Let me go get some money. And now you got these cookies. You know you can't eat them. You know you can't. I just did it the other day. Some kids busted me. And I bought those little purple, those Girl Scout cookies in the purple box. Do not send me those, whatever you do. Because I mean, I ate the whole box. Don't tell nobody. But we're driven by campaigns. So when you're talking to everyone, it's called enrolling them. You have to enroll people into your campaign. And what I do for success, because I'm a winner, and I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. I want you to say this after me. It's possible. Say it with me. It's possible that I can live my dream.
That I can live my dream.
Okay, that was kind of weak for Olympic Art Motivational Thursday. Let's try it one more time.
Hold on. Everybody unmute your lines. Everybody unmute your lines. Let them know we ain't weak around here. Hold on. Let them know. Let them know. Hey, he don't do it yet.
Okay.
Unmute your lines. Let's go.
All right.
Let them know. He don't know.
All right.
Yet.
I want you to give it some power because you're going to release this authority into your subconscious mind. I want you to say that it's possible.
It's
possible.
Possible.
Possible that I can live my dream.
That I can live my dream.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Possible.
That I can transform my world.
That I can transform
my
my
world.
world.
Deserve it.
I deserve it.
I'm a winner.
I'm a winner.
I'm a
winner.
Transformer.
I'm a transformer.
High five. Give yourself a high five. Give yourself a high five since we're
There
all
we go.
COVID-19.
Right there, baby.
COVID-19.
Hi, global.
I want to close by saying this, and I love stories because we can all find ourselves in them. There's this guy who's having a fabulous day. First, before I tell the story, we have to self-proclaim our own reality. If you're going to see it one day, it's because you said it one day. Secondly, we have to see it, say it, believe it, and receive it. Now I'm in love with God, so don't hate me. But Romans 4:17 said, even God, Romans 4:17 says, even God who quickeneth the dead and calleth those things that be not as though they were. You've got to call those things that be not as though they were. He said, let there be light, and there was light. You have to call those things that be not as though they were. You have to first have your own self-proclamation, your own proclamation for your own identity. If you don't know who you are, you will never rise to your ability. So you have to create your own self-proclamation about who you are. You have to see it, say it, believe it, and receive it. Now, I want to share this with you. This guy, it was about a perfect 82-degree day with a slight breeze. He's on this beautiful street, great community. He's walking, and he's getting close toward the end of the street. And he's hearing this noise. It's a beautiful day, beautiful community. He's hearing this noise. And it's this moaning and this crying and this groaning, and it's bothering the guy. He's like, what in the world's going on? He can't tell if somebody's getting a beating. He can't tell if somebody's getting hurt or somebody got stabbed. He just can't tell. But as he gets closer to the end of the block, he can see this old man sitting on a rocking chair, and he's smoking a pipe. What did he see? What did he see?
Old man
Smoking a pipe.
Smoking a pipe in a rocking chair. So as he's getting closer, he's hearing this moaning and this groaning, and he can't figure out what it is that's going on. So as he gets closer and closer, he can't wait to get in front of this guy's house. And when he gets in front of the guy's house, there's this dog. And this dog is just crying and moaning. And he asked the guy, sir, excuse me, I don't mean to get in your business, but what's wrong with your dog? And he says, what do you mean? He said, he's moaning and he's groaning and he's crying. What's wrong with your dog, sir? He says, he's sitting on a nail. He said, what do you mean he's sitting on a nail? He says, yeah, he's sitting on a nail. I said, why don't you get him off his nail? He said, well, when it hurts enough, he'll get off the nail. And they both sort of laughed together, and the guy finished smoking his pipe. Well, the moral of the story, I said that to say, how long are you going to sit on your nail? How long are you going to moan and groan about where you're not and where you'd like to be, the weight you'd like to lose, the life you'd like to live when you're sitting on a nail? One of my great mentors, Anthony Robbins, said to me, Michael, don't complain about what you tolerate. And so you don't have to worry about tolerating it if you come up with strategies. But I'm here to tell you that you can live your reality. You can speak your world into existence. You can create your world. You can speak your world into existence, knowing that you give your own self-proclaimed identity. I'm the best at what I do. When I deal with professionals, I tell them out the gate, people need to know, first of all, that you care about them before they care about whatever you're saying. So I like to let people know that I care about you and I love you and I'm excited about something I want to share with you. So you give your own self-proclaimed identity. You got to see it, say it, believe it, receive it. Don't sit on the nail when you're hurting about a reality. Speak out against whatever it is that you believe. Speak out that you're going to help 50. Make that your goal for May. May is the miracle month. In the business, we call it March Madness, and in May, it's Miracle May. So let May be your miracle month that you're going to help 50 families. You're going to be a blessing to 50 families in the month of May. And start telling people, listen, I'm talking to you because I've got a vision that I want to help 50 families transform their world. And you'll be shocked that people will be thinking to themselves, I want to be one of those families. I'd love to be one of those families that transform their world. Yes, I just want to help 50 families transform their world, transform their health, and I'm just so excited about it. But I want you to know it's time for you. And Malik, this is for you. It's time for you to reach in the lion's mouth, take what belongs to you. Success is not something that's divvied out to those that are privileged. Success belongs to you. It's your inheritance. But the difference between the person driving the Bentley and the person driving the Pinto is the way they think and what they speak. The person that finished medical school as opposed to the person that didn't go to school is the person that continually said, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to get that education, and no matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. And that's what I want you to proclaim over your life today. No matter how bad it is or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it because you are a winner. You can do this, and I'm excited for you. So as I say, I will see you in the winner's circle as you're helping families, transforming lives, and creating your 50 families, creating your world, creating all that you desire. Again, I just want to say thank you for the privilege of sharing with you, and I'll see you. My name is Michael Diamond. Oh, I want to say this, Jay. I've got a free gift for your entire team. Go to my website, www.michaeldiamond.us. That's www.michaeldiamond.us. And my latest work, my latest DVD and CD series, which I have on a complete download, absolutely ready for you. When I speak, it's about $10,000 an hour. We've got this project, this program condensed down to $369. We put it on the market for $69. They said, no, make it $39. I said, no, I want to make it absolutely free to you. So go to the contact page, fill out the information, and just say, I'm requesting the free gift, and we'll send it out to you free of charge just to be a blessing to you. And this one is entitled How to Bounce Back and Finish Strong. So I'm excited for you, and I'll see you in the winner's circle.
Wow, wow, wow. We want to say thank you to Michael Diamond, guys. In the chat box, go ahead and put the thank yous up. In the chat box, put in thank you. And Diamond, that was so powerful. I really appreciate you. We feel your energy, your passion at what you do. This is amazing. This is super amazing. I'm so glad that you're part of our team here. And we're going to keep going with this. And it seems like
Jay,
thing to say. Go ahead.
Jay, if anybody has any questions, if they want to shoot me any quick questions on any strategies for a couple of minutes, I'm available if I'm not eating too much of your time.
Okay. Oh, no worries. No worries. Go ahead, guys. If you guys got any questions for Michael Diamond while we still have him, put in the chat box 888, and we'll get a question for him if you have one. Let's see if we check the chat box real quick. Everybody saying thank
Aaron,
you.
I see you're really engaged there. Julie, I see you're engaged. Malik, I see you leaning forward, man. You got that I'm going to get it posture.
All right, looks like Tony has a question. Go ahead, Tony, you're live.
Alif, I see you, man. I see you.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Tony.
How's it going from Canada?
Hey, what's going on? I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm having a miracle day today, Tony.
It's a great day to have a great day.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm sure
What's happening, Miss Canada?
I am a 25 years high performance coach in
Fantastic.
in the golf industry. So I was giggling when you were talking about golf. My question probably for a lot of people here on our team. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Tony, I hear you.
Probably for a lot of people on our team. Probably for a lot of people on our team here. I mean, you have a big personality, and you have a wonderful following and a lot of energy, and we know that emotion is really the frequency of the universe, not so much the words, but the emotion behind those words in your heart. And I think for a lot of people, I think what they'd love to hear is, even though you may have this amazing background, which you do is phenomenal, and we're very blessed to have you. Thank you for coming on and being part of this and sharing your wisdom. What I'd love for our team to know, our people to know, is what would you suggest for them to be their first step if they're unsure about how to approach people with this limbic art, this gift that we have to share with the world? Because it truly is a gift that, a phenomenal gift that Dr. Cook has created. I'm sure that's why you came in. So what would you suggest or recommend, or what do you do? Like, what do you do? What do you say to people, like yourself? Like, just how do you introduce it?
Tony, that's a great question, and I can see the smiles around the room. So you nailed it. You hit it. And as a golf expert, you hit it down the fairway. Okay, so, one of the things that I, because again, as I made my confession, don't hate me, but I go to God about a lot of things. And I went to God about that question, and because that was a really relevant question on how I would approach people. So what I started doing, Tony, was if you think about this, and please don't think I'm pushing religion, but if you think about it, how often do you come home and when you go to the mailbox, you get good news? How often do you get phone calls to say, hey, I've got some great news for you? Every time we get that phone call, we're excited, because it doesn't happen that often. So I would say for the meeker, calmer, maybe not so effervescent, you're not the Michael Diamond, you're not all of those, the big personalities, something very simple, because there's a power and subtlety as well. And you could just say, you know what, how you doing today, whatever. It's like, hey, after the conversation gets going, say, you know what, I've got something really exciting I'd like to share with you. I think it's great news. People are inclined to want to be a part of something great, and they all want to hear great news. So if you simply say, you know what, there's something to share with you because I've got some great news for you. I think that's a really simple opener that you can put in your own personality without being overpowering. Again, as I shared earlier, I truly believe this, I live by it, that the T in timing is bigger than the T in talent. So I wouldn't just say, hi, my name is Tony, I got great news. I would probably let the conversation begin to evolve slightly. Hi, my name is Tony, how you doing? How's your day going? Great, how's it going, girl? How was your day at work? Hey, listen, before I forget, I've got some great news I want to share with you, but tell me about your day. Tell me how your day went. And now they're like, what is this good news? But, get back to the good news. I don't want to, people want to come back to it. But if you just sort of put it out there as a little bait, not being manipulative at all, just, waiting for the right timing, making them ask for it. In sales, with the takeaway, you give something, you start taking it away a little. But we like the reverse, is to present it, and people will find the right time for you to tell them the good news. So I think that's one strategy. The second one would be is to ask people themselves, like, I need to ask, could I please ask you a personal question? Some people might say, heck no. But most people will say, well, what is it, Tony? What are some of the things that you'd like to accomplish? You know, what are some of the things you'd like to get done? With COVID-19, we're all looking at our bucket list. Everybody's thinking about their bucket list. This year was the year I'm retiring from banking. This is the year, you know, no more depression, stress, drama. And I had all these plans on traveling and doing all these things, Tony. None of them have happened. So most people now have this bucket list. When COVID-19 is cleared, they're gonna be a doer. So that's a great opening to a very non-intimidating, doesn't require a lot of energy. Just, hey, you know, after COVID-19, what are some of the things that you wanted to get done? And I believe that that's a opener, because typically most people don't ask how you're doing today, because you might actually tell them and then they have to actually listen. So if you, you know, some people you say, how you doing today? Well, you know, my cousin got shot and my auntie just went to prison and I'm on drugs. Like, why did I ask? So now you're there 4 hours. So with the right timing, I think that I've got some great news. Don't let me forget, girl. Or, hey, Dave, don't let me forget in this conversation, I've got some great news. Is a great reverse psychology, because while that conversation's going on, they want that good news. They, you know, it's the opposite of A Few Good Men. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth. Okay? You need me on that wall. You want me on that wall. So most people can handle the truth, but when you say you've got good news, they want that good news. Did that answer the question, Tony, or did I get on a tangent?
No, that's excellent, because the two things that you said, and Michelle had written it down, is really about the fact that I've got some great news. It's kind of like you show them, you kind of gave them some gummy bears, but then you kind of took them away as you got into like asking them about their day. Right. So they've already thinking about, well, like, right? So it's kind of like, there's the gummy bears.
What is this good news? What is this good news? Yeah. Right. Yeah. And another thing I feel is an excellent strategy because I want to lean this back a little bit. You might be able to see the plaques on my wall. Being the #1 top producer, you're offering a product, but I never have acclaimed that I'm a salesperson. I love people. And I believe that when you become the #1 salesperson, it's because you're the #1 servant. And I believe that we all have gone to a restaurant or gone to an event and someone has just given us excellent service. And there's just something about their spirit. They don't even have to ask for your money. You guys start collaborating at the table, like, wasn't she wonderful? Wasn't she great? Oh my gosh, okay, let's chip in. Let's do something wonderful for her. So what I believe is a great icebreaker for people is for people to see your heart concerning other people. You know, always find a story, because people love stories. Find a story about something you did for someone else that was from a genuine, authentic, healthy place you can share in a minute or two. Like, you know, last week, this woman was on the corner and she just seemed to be discombobulated and needed some advice. And after I was able to help her, I felt so good inside. The smile on her face was so infectious. It made my day. You're not saying anything to them. You're not asking for anything for them, but they can get a glimpse into the window of your soul. And people want to really see who you are because they know you want something from them. With Olympic art, you're not trying to get something from them. You're trying to get something to them. But by letting them get a glimpse into your soul and in your heart, they begin to get warm towards you. Does that make sense, Julie? Does that make sense, Karen? Does that make sense, Malik?
Absolutely.
Jay, that makes sense?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Michael. I think that'll help a lot of people because I'm not an extrovert, so I don't have a problem with anything like that. But I think there's a lot of new people in this particular realm, and it's much.
Yes.
It's not as easy for them because they really came into this wanting an experience of getting their wellness back into balance, and it's just become so overwhelming emotionally what they've experienced. It's hard not to talk about that emotional experience of their own, wellness results.
Yes. Yes.
So it's easy to make it about you because of that.
Right.
Yeah. So this is
right.
This is very helpful.
Yes. Yes. And when you talk about yourself, there is an art to talking about yourself without making people feel that you're selling them something. And I like to just, one of the things that I feel that people feel and don't articulate enough is that they're more than willing for you to hit them right between the eyes with the truth. Okay. So it's okay to say, you know what? The reason I feel so excited is because I'm really finally working on myself. I'm working on myself. When the kids were getting older, and don't hate me, but when I was a young guy and the wife was still alive, the missus, I used to say things like, I was a caveman, so don't hate me. I used to say things like, I'm the one that works all day. All you do is take care of the kids. That's all. I work all day. All right. You're at home watching the soaps. You're at home doing nothing. When she passed, I became her. Put that down. Stop. Don't do that. Get your chores done. I never realized what a job it was to be a parent because I was a guy. I worked at home. I came home. I had a beer. I did my job. Okay. I beat the kids, tickled them, laughed them. They needed a whooping or work with their homework or teaching them chores or something like that. That was kind of like my job. Mommy did everything else. And I took advantage of that. I didn't mean to, but it kind of was the program. So when the kids left, I had someone tell me, you're going to go through empty nest syndrome. And I thought, stop with all the sayings. I'm not going through anything. I went through empty nest syndrome. The walls were talking. Holidays would come around, and there was this favorite one where the kids would run to my door in the morning, banging on the door, and I'm like, what? I'm behind the door. What now? What? And they're like, Dad, he won't give me my socks. I'm like, how do you know it's your socks? Because it had a hole in it, Dad. And I'm like, oh, God, really? So it was the little things that I realized that all this time, I really never spent time with myself. And so people like to hear stories that, you know what, now the kids are grown and gone. I found myself, I'm really starting to work on my health. I'm really starting to work on my life. For years, I neglected myself. For years, I didn't work out like I should have. I didn't eat right. And now I'm really starting to work on myself. And I'm really excited because I'm building a team. And you want to continually use the word excited. It's a winner's word. People want to be excited and they want to be associated with excited people. So just start incorporating it. I'm about to have dinner. I'm excited. I'm about to jump in the car. I'm excited. Like, oh my God, you're so excited. And start saying things that you're programming your subconscious. There's no way I could hit all of it at one time. And even though I told Jay that I would like to meet with you guys on a 1 week basis to where we could possibly kind of, if you allow me, kind of come into your life as a mentor, a partner, and kind of speak into your lives, give you strategies and tools on how to become a little bit more of yourself and work on your full transformation. Because, when we're born, we have all these attributes and abilities that our parents and other people know we have. When you're born, and I went to medical school, I've assisted in countless surgical procedures, exploratory laparotomies, hysterectomies, cholecystectomies, you name it. I used to work in L&D for an extensive period of time. There's probably thousands of kids saying, Michael, help me, Michael, help me. That's why my head hurts. But that's why I got this knot on the side of my head. He pulled me out. Well, what I learned is babies come out. I see you, Alif. I see you, G. I see you. I speak 25 different languages. So anyway, we're crawling on our bellies and they're saying, come on, baby, you can walk, you can walk. They're on a table, you know, shaking, and they're like, come on, baby, you can walk. Go ahead, say mama, say dada. And then finally they say a word and you go, oh my God, they spoke. Well, see, there's a metamorphosis waiting to happen for you, Julie, Malik, Tony, Karen, Desiree, Connie, all of you. There's a metamorphosis that's yet to happen. Yes, you've learned to walk. I'm proud of you. Yes, you've learned to talk. Proud of you. Yes, you can chew a gum and walk at the same time. Most of us. But there are metamorphoses inside of you, gifts and talents that are yet to be explored. And that's where I would love if you'd allow me to speak into your life and to stimulate and bring those gifts to life and to give you some strategies and tools on not only how to transform your world, but how to enroll others to be excited about what it is you're accomplishing and want to join your team in transforming the world. Is that something that would be interesting to you guys?
I think that would be that's a wonderful gift, Michael. Thank you so much for your generosity, and I'd be happy to be partake in that as well, because that's kind of my area of expertise as well, working with professional athletes and stuff. It's like that's a very so some of the examples you were using are so true. I always go back to Muhammad Ali because I grew up watching him with my dad, and it's so true. I mean, they talk that like it's arrogance. That's not arrogance. That's speaking his truth. He really genuinely believed that he was the greatest. He believed it. He
believed it.
He absolutely believed it.
Yes.
Nothing what anybody else said meant. It just was just like water off a duck's back. Water off a duck's back. Because you have to peel back those layers. Transformation to exactly what you said. You're going to go always just like our Olympic art. A little bit of layer, then another layer, then another layer. Yes. Same. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
It's happen with us, all of us emotionally, all of us physically, all of the all. So I just really thank you and grateful for your time, and I'm sure everybody else is too. What a beautiful, eloquent segue of answering a question.
Well, that's awesome, Tony. You know, all my contact information is on my website. Feel free to shoot me an email, a text, a phone call. That's fine. What I want to piggyback on what you said, Tony, is that, there was a great actress. Now, I'm 750 years old, if you guys didn't notice. But my oldest son is 42. I'm 750. I think I'm catching up with Methuselah. But I grew up under old actresses and actors. And one of them was Betty Davis. I don't know if you ever remember her, Betty Davis.
Oh, yeah.
And Betty Davis was noted for saying once that you have to be willing for your children to hate your guts in order to be a great parent. Because it's not about being their best friend. It's about parenting, and sometimes parenting means doing and saying things that are going to rub them the wrong way and they're going to hate you. The same principle applies, in my humble opinion, to the metamorphosis that you must go through. In order to unlock the abilities in your subconscious mind, to unlock your full potential, to release your full potential, you're going to begin to say things that make other people uncomfortable. Like, today I'm going to be my best me, and I'm really feeling good about me. I really am. And people say, well, what about your problems? I don't have problems. For years, when I worked with corporate America, I would go in Silicon Valley and I would stop all the executives from using the word problem. Because when you tell people we got a problem here, first thing, their body clenches up, their insides clench up. I started instructing corporate CEOs to start delivering. We have a small challenge. We have a challenge. Because subconsciously, what the chemical is released with a challenge is, what is it? What is it? It's like a dog getting out the gate. What is it? What is it? It's not a problem. It's a challenge. For you to transform your world, it isn't a problem. You have challenges. And so it's little small tweaks like that. And having the ability, as I shared early on with my story, I was earning $569.69 every 2 weeks. I was working in campaign management for Dianne Feinstein, Vandy Camp, Senator John Kerry of Massachusetts. I was doing fundraising. And I started saying stupid stuff like, I don't earn less than $10,000 a month. And people looked at me like, you are a damn liar. Excuse my language. Like, you are lying, Michael. You are lying. And I would say things like, you know what? I don't get upset. I don't get angry anymore. I don't. My nervous system is at an even keel. I don't get angry. I'm in a great mood. I really feel good about myself. In fact, I feel a burst of energy. I feel this energy coming on my life. I feel stronger than I've ever been. In fact, there's this thing where people, you ever heard a person say, you know what? I'm not good with names, but I can remember faces. Well, your subconscious says, well, and you ever met someone and 5 seconds later you're thinking, what the heck is their name? Like, what the hell? They just freaking told me. Am I freaking stupid? What the heck's going on here? Because you've been saying that for so long, your subconscious is giving you exactly what you keep saying. So you just tweak it. You say, you know what? I have one of my affirmations I'll share with you. I choose to remember everyone I meet. I remember their names and I remember everything about them. I have a photographic memory. I started speaking over my life. I have a photographic memory. And we never forget anything. It's just misplaced. We don't have a filing system for it. So we'll wake up at 3 in the morning and we'll think that's what their name was. That's where we were. Oh boy, I could have had a V8. Thinking, man, wow. So what I do now is when I'm in the moment, I trigger my subconscious and I'll say things like, give me a second, it'll come to me. And then in my silence, I'll request that information. So I don't say, so this is your challenge. Stop saying, I forgot. Don't use that word. Don't use the word I'm trying, because trying is just a word of saying you're not going to do it. This is what I'm accomplishing. And when you at the moment can't recall something, say, at the moment I don't recall it, but it'll come to me in just a moment. And you'll find your subconscious will start presenting information to you at the right place at the right time. And I continually say things like, I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. Say it with me. I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. How many times have you been in a situation and thought, I should have said that? I should have said this. I could have, would have, I should have said that. Oh my goodness. So by telling yourself, I'm speaking the right words at the right time to be effective, super successful, you are giving yourself permission in your subconscious mind, and you will say, well, it didn't happen overnight. Sometimes it won't. But you start saying that and you start speaking that over your life, and you'll start finding that you're speaking the right words at the right time to be effective and super successful. I also say this one, I'm thinking great thoughts that support great ideas, and I'm getting great things done. I'm thinking great thoughts that support great ideas, and I'm getting great things done. I'm thinking great thoughts that support great ideas, and I'm getting great things done. I love this one as well. I'm meeting right people at the right time that have the right resources to aid me in accomplishing my goals. I'm meeting the right people at the right time that have the right resources to aid me in accomplishing my goals. I'm meeting the right people at the right time that have the right resources to aid me in accomplishing my goals. So by doing these small tweaks, and nothing's big, nothing's big. I don't say things like, you know, this is a big project. No, it's small. Kibbles and bits. No big deal. No big deal. So I hope that some of the concepts and strategies and ideas that I've shared have been of some assistance. And any others? Desiree, do you have any questions for me?
Well, Michael, you've been amazing, absolutely that. And I'm definitely gonna have to watch the replay so I can get all these affirmations you're throwing out my way.
That's right. We will have a replay.
Awesome.
We will have a replay. I think Karen has a.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Karen, did you have a question?
Yes, well, first of all, I love your energy, and a long time ago I put in the chat, do you want to move in for about a month? This is exciting.
You got it. We're on, bro. We're on. I'm easy. Darn it. There it is. I'm busted.
I am a 72-year-old unstoppable Nana, and on our team, we have a lot of busy people. Single parents, people who are still working 9 to 5, people like me who are caregivers. Yes. And at the drop of a hat, you know, we've got to stop what we're working on and do what the responsible thing is. So I'm asking for 2 brief tips on how do we gain momentum when we're this terrible time problem. How do we gain momentum? 2 tips, 2 ways from this day forward. Outside of what you've already said, because what you've said is good. But when you have no time or you have an hour, what 2 things helped you like gain the most momentum?
Okay, let me make sure I understood the question properly. You said so many, excuse me, are working 9 to 5s. They've got a plethora of commitments and responsibilities, and they often have momentum breakers, things that are happening in the day. 2 tips on how to sustain or excel your momentum.
Excel it. You know, you got to fight through that. You've got to accelerate despite all the interruptions, and you might only have a tiny block of time. So maybe we have to hang signs like what 2 things, because I used to spend the first 2 years just studying entrepreneurship and how to be more positive. And I didn't realize, you know, I wasn't taking action, and that's why I wasn't making any money. So
yes.
And single parents, we got single parents in our community, and especially with being quarantined, you know, they don't know if they've got an hour to work on something or 15 minutes sometimes. So when we get on overload or overwhelm, what 2 areas in your experience helped you like get out of that wheel and just gain momentum and get results?
Okay, great. What I did for my life, first, as I started exercising this, Tony, and I hope, Karen, that I'm hitting it right. What I found was I was frustrated. I was frustrated, and I had frustrated affirmations, you know, like I just don't seem to get anything done. I seem to be pulled in so many different directions. I'm not getting anything done. And insurmountably, it never appeared that I was getting things done. So what I did is I created time cards for myself. I went out and purchased time cards so that I could start tracking what I was doing. Whatever you can gauge, you can grow. Whatever you can monitor, you can grow. That's why when you work out, they like you to have a record of what you did. You have a chest day, you have a back day, you have a leg day, you have an arm day, and that way you can tell, are my arms getting bigger? Is my chest growing? So I started getting time cards because I realized I was more talk than action. I was like, you know what? I started talking kind of going back to what I shared earlier. I would say, you know what, I'm so freaking tired. I am so tired. I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. I'm upset. I'm angry. And I started like, I'll be drinking tonight. I'll definitely be drinking tonight. I mean, it's a Scotch night. I'll tell you that. It's definitely a Scotch night. And by the time I got home, I was having a Scotch. And so I had incorporated, what I found was a part of my biggest challenge was myself. Because I was a product of what I had been saying and proclaiming over my life. So I was ineffective. I was ineffective because I was proclaiming that. And I was saying things like, you know what, I don't seem to have time. So what I would do is I started taking my time back. No matter how bad or how busy our day gets, I need to take 15 minutes for myself. And it was bizarre, but when I got a little selfish, people respected me more. When I got a little selfish, people respected me a little more. In fact, I had a manager, Monica Taylor, I'll never forget her. She says, you know what, Michael, you are so, forgive my language, she said, you are so damn nice. People say I can't get there until 7 o'clock at night. You stay till 7 o'clock at night. People say I don't get off till 8 o'clock at night. Can you do it at 8 o'clock? I'm like, yes, I can. I can't get there till 9 p.m., Michael. Will you stay? I'm like, yeah. She said, no, you've got to control your environment, control the people in your world, control everything, Michael. You don't have enough control in your life. So I learned to be more regimented and more controlling over myself. And I'll never forget this. About 45 years ago, again, I'm about 750 years old, but this guy told me, he said, you say yes too much, Michael. Yes, I'll be there with you later on. Yes, I'll be there to help you. Oh yeah, I can help you out. Don't worry about it. Yes. Sometimes you have to say no. No, I can't do that because I've got to make time for myself. So I would say, to create momentum, take your time back, look at what you're accomplishing, because usually our mouth is much more busier than our world. And if we look at it and we regiment ourselves, I started controlling everything. I started controlling my hours, my minutes, my days, my seconds, and I started taking it back. That's how I would dominate at work. I wasn't a cooler person. People would be hanging at the cooler, going to the bathroom 15 times. I'd be like, no. I could get more done in 4 hours than most people could get done in 10. So I would say, by taking time back, being careful over what you're saying, and then start speaking that one aspect that here's a lot, and you'll hear me, I'm very repetitive, because if repetition didn't work, McDonald's wouldn't spend so much money on commercials. If repetition didn't work, Burger King wouldn't spend millions and billions of dollars on commercials. It's called top frontal thinking. I have a marketing background, and they spend this money because when you get hungry, they want you to think Burger King. Top frontal. They want you, it's called top frontal thinking. So you have to create some top frontal thinking for yourself. So, and what do you mean, Michael? You have to start saying something enough so many times that you begin to believe it. You know what? I'm finding that I have more time for myself. When you absolutely have no time for yourself, you start saying, I'm finding that I have more time for myself. And in coupled with that, for my momentum, I started saying things like, you know what? I'm gaining momentum. And I mean, I would be in bed with a stomach ache saying, I'm gaining momentum. I'm really gaining momentum. And none of my circumstances appeared that I was gaining momentum. And you'll hear me revert back to that a lot, because we are a product of what we've been saying. So if you've been saying you don't have time, your subconscious mind is making that a reality. It's causing you unconsciously to spend more time on activities instead of excusing yourself. Like giving yourself, like I would stand around, they'd have an administrative meeting, and I would allocate myself 15 minutes. And then I'd say, excuse me, I've got to run to the restroom. And I would regroup. and I would check my time. And you have to write down what you want to accomplish. Mary Kay said, and you ladies may have heard of Mary Kay. She's one of the most successful women in business. And that's how she said, the reason, she said her and her husband saved $5,000 to launch the business. And at the kitchen table, he fell over and had a heart attack. Now, most people would have given up right there, but not Mary Kay. Mary Kay went on to build a multi-billion-dollar empire. And she said to me in her book, I always take it like she's talking to me. She said, what gave me my most success is writing down the 6 most important things that I need to accomplish for the next day. Don't wait till the day to happen to write down what you want to get accomplished. Write down what it is you want to get accomplished, the 6 most important things. And I can tell you, if you get 3 of the 6 most important things done in your day, that's a great day. So write down the 5 or 6 most important things that you've got to get done, and that'll be your rudder and your guide to keep you from getting off track. I hope some of that addressed what you were
Oh yeah.
scratching on, Karen. Did it?
It did, and I often say,
and I see a lot
don't have enough time.
Does that help you? Huh?
I said, I often say, and boy, you're telling my story, that I often hear myself saying, I just don't have enough time. So I've got to reframe that and rephrase.
Yes. Yes. How would you rephrase that, Karen? What would be an example that would work for you?
I would say, I'm accomplishing more than I ever accomplished all last week. Or I'm finding more time for myself to accomplish the things I need to accomplish.
Yes, like that. Here's a suggestion. I would incorporate something like getting something that works for your spirit and, of course, tweak it for you. But I feel great about myself because I'm finding more time for myself. That's a real good feeler. I feel good about myself because I'm finding that I have more time for myself. So it's a golden stroke, and it's a message to your subconscious. I'm feeling good about myself. Like I start my day, I start my day with saying, I'm feeling great about myself. I have more energy today than I've ever had. I feel great about myself. I find time during the day to tell me that I feel good about myself because everything around me tries to tell me you don't. I mean, over 60,000 people have died in this country, in my opinion, because of incompetence. And of course, COVID-19 has happened to our nation. But in a bigger picture, I heard it best say, because I love movies, and one of them is Officer and a Gentleman. And it says, adversity builds character. Yes, but adversity exposes character. Adversity and challenges expose who you are, what your abilities are. It exposes your incompetence. And so the adversity of building your business, the adversity of helping other people, this COVID-19 has exposed this administration. Excuse me. So I like to say things that are edifying and messages to my subconscious. I feel good about myself, and I'm finding that I've got more time for myself. And intuitively, you will start acting out that reality, because everything that you are, Karen, everything that you have become, you made an appointment to be there. I remember I was going through a bankruptcy, and Les Brown told me, wherever you're at in life, Michael, you made an appointment to be there. And I thought, what? I did not make an appointment to be here. Every breakup, your weight, everything that's going on in your life, you made an appointment to be there. And I started thinking that, you know what? I was guilty of saying things like, you know what? It looks like this business might fall apart on us. It looks like, you know what? Looks like I may have to go BK. It wasn't long before I was going BK. So in essence, if you track back your life and you track back your conversation over your life, you'll find to some extent you've spoken your reality into existence. I hear people say things, I can't seem to lose weight. No matter what I do, I can't lose weight. Guess what? They can't lose weight. Seems like I hear people say, you know what? If I even look at food, I gain 5 pounds, and I look over at them and they're 400 pounds. I'm like, you know what? You're freaking right.
Hey guys, listen, you know, I respect everybody's time. We're having so much fun here, and Michael Diamond is dropping so many diamond drops right now that we can't keep up. So we want to save some of this for next week, okay? We want to save some of this good information for next week. We 23 minutes past due over our time of the up. Time is up.
I apologize.
Time is up. But you know what, guys? I had a blast. I really appreciate Diamond you and these diamond drops. It's super amazing. And you guys stay tuned for us coming on again. Diamond Thursday next week. You know, we're going to have him back here again. And so I will have this recorded and tightened up for everyone. And I want to say thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
You know, showing up and staying this whole time. You know, I know I'm a real stickler on my time. So say everything, you guys. And peace and blessings from the AI Global Legends. Get this out to your teams. Your teams is getting ready to explode. Trust me.
Trump dummy, Trump dummy, Trump